the beginning. That's
Okay.
it.
Moving on to another headline, the spokesman, still with the Akhbar al-Yom newspaper, the spokesman of Egypt's armed forces says a military aircraft crashed near the border with Libya because of a technical failure while on a counter-terrorism mission, killing 4 crew members and wounding 2. Brigadier General Mohammed Samir says on his Facebook page that the aircraft crashed Thursday during a joint air and ground mission southeast of the Siwa Oasis near the border with Libya. He said the troops successfully destroyed 4 vehicles belonging to terrorists and seized 5 others. Doctor, lives are claimed almost every day from our security apparatus, the army, the security forces, in this ongoing battle of terrorism.
And we'll keep on hearing those news nowadays. That's why we're just talking about Libya and what happened in Libya. Libya is, now we can call it an area for terrorism and all those attacks. And yes, those...
And also a window for militants to infiltrate into Egypt and perform some similar attacks like they were doing in Libya.
That's why we have to wake up at the borders with Palestine and borders with Libya. Both sides of borders are very important, are very risky. And there's a very important thing, which is people who came from Libya to Egypt. We have to monitor those people and to monitor what are they doing for a year, because they are really brainwashed and they are more risky than an announced MB or an announced terrorist.
Yeah, because he's known for the people. Those unknown, those are the danger. They pose a threat and a danger.
Yes, for sure. So that kind, Libya is very risky nowadays, and that kind, I think that we'll hear, unfortunately, like that news more than one time.
Moving on to Al-Ahram online. A Daesh affiliate claimed the execution of Croatian hostage Tomislav Slopik after an online image was circulated Wednesday showing his beheaded body. The Croatian president expressed her deepest sympathy with the family of Salopek and all his friends, but noted that his death has not been confirmed. The British Foreign Secretary Philip Hammond strongly condemns apparent murder of Croatian hostage by ISIS in Egypt. The German Foreign Ministry also reacted to the killing of the hostage by saying that this abhorrent act once again shows that the fanatical ideology of Daesh threatens all of us, and also Egypt's Al-Azhar, the top religious authority, has condemned the killing, calling it a demonic act contrary to all religion. A very important development taking place here, Doctor, as this is the first time for a foreign hostage to be killed in Egypt. And what do you think would be the repercussions or the consequences of such an incident?
It will be a high one, as that kind of incident to be happened here in Egypt. It will be monitored by all over the world, that what are the actions Egypt will take regarding that situation.
Yeah, and as we've seen, international condemnations have poured in.
Of course. And all media, especially everything that happened in Egypt after the Suez Canal and the expansion in Suez Canal will be monitored, because yes, we are going to economic development and more than investment in Egypt. So in order to invest, there must be a political stability. But by that kind of news and what happened with Daesh and Libya and that kind of news will be like a threat for people to come and to invest. So I think that we hope we will deal in a good way with it, inshallah.
From Egypt Independent, Egypt's market closed in the red zone on Thursday's session as the benchmark EGX 30 index went down 0.41%, recording 7,879.82 points and a turnover of 482.7 million Egyptian pounds. Arab and foreign institutions were net buyers, recording net flows of 40.6 million Egyptian pounds and 11.9 million Egyptian pounds respectively, while local institutions were net sellers, recording net flows of 30.9 million Egyptian pounds. We're achieving some gains after the losses we had
yes, and that's what I'm just saying right now. The investment and the stock market will be affected in a positive way regarding to political stability. Any political situation, even if it's not that important, it will be affected by that.
Yes. From Al-Ahram newspaper, Egypt's health ministry reported that 15 more people died Wednesday from sweltering temperatures and the scorching sun that continue to grip Egypt, raising this week's death toll to 76. Dear viewers, let's take a look at this report about this unprecedented heat wave that has claimed the lives of dozens of Egyptians, and then we'll be back to resume the press review live on Nile TV International. Let's take a look.
The Egyptian Health Ministry reported that 15 more people died on Wednesday from sweltering temperatures that continue to grip Egypt, raising this week's death toll to 76. 6 of the deaths occurred in the crowded capital Cairo, according to the ministry, adding that most of those killed were among the elderly. Another 185 people were admitted to hospitals across several governorates after suffering from exhaustion, including 51 who are still under observation. August is normally hot in Egypt, but temperatures have been higher than average over the past few days, soaring to 47 degrees Celsius. At least 60 other people died between Sunday and Tuesday due to the unprecedented heat, which was made increasingly unbearable by high levels of humidity. Victims of the heat wave include detainees and patients in a psychiatrical hospital. The ministry advised the elderly, the sick, and children to avoid direct exposure to sun, saying they are most vulnerable to the sunstroke.
Welcome back, dear viewers. This was a report taking a look at this heat wave. Doctor, unprecedented heat wave. Egyptian locals themselves are complaining of this heat wave. Is that global warming, or what do you think?
Of course, yes, it is, because we are suffering, and there is a great number of people who suffered and infected by that heat wave, and also there are a number of people that died. So I think that if we are near to 45 or 50 degree, we must have a day off, no work at all. It's by law, international law, even if it is 50 degree. And maybe if it is less, I think it's better to give people a day off.
So I believe that there must be some sort of coordination between the government and the meteorological agencies monitoring the weather forecasts, and that they should if the degree, as you were saying, if the temperature went high up, they must recognize this and give the people day off in order to avoid claiming further lives.
Yes.
Moving on to المصري اليوم newspaper, the youngest Egyptian to play in an unofficial game at the age of 14 when he featured for Gona in their crushing defeat to Ahli 13-0 in the Egypt Cup round of 16 on Thursday. The Red Sea-based club had to play the game with its youth team, as most of their players and German coach Rainer Zobel left following the club's relegation into Egypt's second division. The 13-0 record victory is the highest registered in an official game in Egyptian football since the 11-0 league win for Masri against Beni Suef. And Ahli's new signings enjoyed the party as Ghanaian striker John Antawi scored 4 goals, while Gabon striker Malik Evona and fullback Ahmed Fathi also scored their goals. A double from Abdullah Saeed and goals from Ramadan Sobhi Hussam Ghali and an own goal from Mohammed Shamsuddin completed the rout. Ali will face Ittihad al-Shurta in the competition's quarters on Sunday. And dear viewers, by this news item, we wrap up today's edition of the press review on The Breakfast Show. And we were most delighted to have with us in this segment Dr. Walaa Sherif, Professor of Political Marketing. Thank you so much for your insight, and thank you so much for joining us on The Breakfast Show.
Thank you for your time.
Dear viewers, a short break, and then we'll be back to resume the remaining segments of The Breakfast Show live on Nile TV International. Stay tuned.